Hello everyone, this is a video for the Luke 140 Syndicate, all the owners of this good little horse. We're watching Philip Dutton, who rode Luke today in the advanced horse trials at the New Jersey Horse Park. Bloody good halt there, it's got to be a 9. Anyway, we got, Philip was good enough to ride Luke for us today. Felt like Luke needs some more mileage at the advanced horse trials level. Our goal at the end of this year is to compete him at the 4-star long, either at Morven Park or at Ocala Horse Trials, and to do that we need to tick off a few advanced events like this and get him qualified. So and he needs a bit of mileage and a good run. We've been working very hard with his training. Well, I haven't been working very hard with his training. Silver's been doing a lot of the dressage, and then Philip's been doing a bit of the cross country, and Mike, who works for me, has been doing the fitness. This is actually only the 3rd time Philip's ridden him on the flat. The main objective with this event was to give him just a good run around the cross country and give him some experience and a bit of a run around. And he went really well today. He actually won the dressage here. He got a winning test here, a score of 32, which is pretty good. And then he show jumped clear, and then he had such a lead that Philip actually went a little bit slow in the cross country on him just to look after Luke's legs, and he still had enough to win the class, which was really cool. Big Phil, who doesn't usually say too much, was really high on the horse. He thinks this is one of the best young horses that's come my way, and was really pumped with the way the horse performed in all 3 phases. Luke there's no question, Luke can be a bit wild and difficult sometimes, but funny enough, when you get to the competition and do the dressage, he's all business. He all of a sudden settles right down and knows his job, and Philip was just he couldn't believe how well he went, considering, because he can be a bit of a wild man at home, and you get to the competition and he zeroed in and performed really well. Luke's got real quality in his gaits. He's got a great trot, as we just saw, and beautiful walk and great canter. And since my surgery 2 months ago, Silver's been doing most of the dressage work on him, and it's been a blessing in disguise, really, just because at this advanced level the flying changes are so important. And to be honest, Luke didn't really have a flying change until this year, and he could hardly do one of them, and now he can do 4 or 5 of them across the diagonal. And it's sort of, with this downtime, it's really given us an opportunity to have him trained up for the changes and all the movements on the flat. Luke, you'll see in a second, Luke put in a good round of show jumping. He's a great jumper, and then he was fantastic in the cross country. Philip was just all praises after the cross country, and said he was just magnificent around there, and again, we didn't push him too hard. I'm back riding, which is great, since I've been on the sidelines for a little bit, and I had my first jump yesterday, and my first competition's going to be in about 3 weeks' time at Maryland Horse Trials. And I think Luke's next run will most likely be the advanced horse trials at Millbrook. Don't quote me on that, we'll just make sure he comes through this all right, and we've just got to have him prepared for either Bromont or Great Meadow 4-star short. You're about to see one of Luke's new tricks, the flying change. He got that beautifully. Silver will be happy with that. Earlier this week, actually, Peter Wild and Eric Devander were at our farm, and Philip jumped Luke on Monday and Tuesday, and just worked on his show jumping. And I think he's really, really smart in all three phases, especially the dressage here, and we'll see it. I think there's a flying change coming up around this corner here, which is, they're so important, these changes, as I said before. Usually we wouldn't bother with taking the upper level horses to good change there. We usually wouldn't go to New Jersey Horse Trials Advanced, maybe with but usually they would have run around a 3-day event at Bromont or something, and they'd just be coming back in. So it's a bit unusual seeing all these mega horses competing at Jersey. It sounds like they built a good track. It wasn't overly tough, and it was a sort of great experience for Luke. And again, Luke jumped like a little bunny rabbit here in the show jumping. He's a great jumper. If I had to fault him, actually, he jumps really, really high and sometimes sort of hangs up in the air. So in the jump training, we've been jumping a lot of low, wider oxes, just trying to get his jump leveled out. And the good thing with Luke, because he's so careful and scopy and talented, you usually have to screw up a bit to hit a rail, and even if you screw up a bit, Luke usually bails you out because he doesn't want to touch the jumps. But it's a wonderful feeling compared to some horses I've had in the past where you just got to ride them to absolute perfection to get a clear round. Luke's he's just a natural jumper. And then the cross country coming up is Luke was fantastic. Again, we didn't press him for the time. We just ran him around a little bit slow just to look after his legs, and just use this event as a bit of an education. I think my game plan is to try and sort of run Luke about once a month. Still, all these events are getting cancelled and changing dates, and we're not sure if we can go to Bromont or not. So it's sort of a tricky thing to try and get them primed up for all these events. But good thing is I'm back riding and Luke's in good form, so we'll find a way to have him ready to do really, really well at the end of the year in one of these big FEI classes. So anyway, I'll keep you all posted, and Luke will have an easy week this week, and I'll be back on him and most likely be heading towards Millbrook Advanced.